One of the biggest things that shits me as a marketer is seeing other businesses get really lax and complain that they're not growing as fast as they should be growing in the first place. And it does my head in. Look, wind back a couple of months ago where in November I decided to start going to a networking event every Tuesday evening to go meet more business owners. The real reason why I did it in the first place was purely so I can learn how to do business. Business was one of the things I didn't know how to do. I knew how to generate leads for myself. I knew how to brand myself well, and I knew how to get myself out there. That was fine. But what I didn't know was how to actually run a business correctly. So I thought, hey, I'll go into a networking event, I'll go and join a team, and I'll go every week and show up and learn how I can become a better business person. Anyway, long story short, one of the things that we got to do in these meetings is meet with each other and talk. And obviously, as time goes on, you start to get to meet these people and get to know more. They're more than just the business themselves. And that's the most amazing part about having networking events and stuff like that. You can do shit like that. But at the same time, you're also sitting there analyzing what they're doing as a business to try to grow themselves as well. Because you'll find a lot of them will be going there and obviously they're using this networking event that they go to weekly to rely on word of mouth referrals. So people obviously suggesting you when a certain situation comes up and say, hey, I know this bloke or I know this person or this business, whatever, and I reckon you should go chat with them before you go and get quotes from anyone else. Like awesome stuff. Word of mouth referrals are always the best thing you can get when it comes to getting leads. But the biggest issue I face and I see with them all the time is the fact that you're putting all your eggs in one little basket. And that's the biggest issue. Your eggs all getting placed in that one little basket. So what happens when all of a sudden those leads just drop off and you have no leads coming in from that basket of networking, and then you've got to pay rent, you've got to pay your home loan, or support your family, or support your employees and all that kind of shit. But there's actually no money coming in the first place, and you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. So a lot of the times I've sat there with a lot of these people, not just from my chapter but other chapters as well, and had a chat to them. And I like to sort of just dig in and kind of see, what are they doing else? Where and then what are they missing? Like obviously they're here, they want to learn and they want to grow their business, but like what else are they doing in marketing? And I always, I'm not there to sell my services all the time. I don't care. They can come and work with me if I want, and I'll go crush it for them. But really, I'm more than happy to help and give them actual advice of what I would be doing in this situation, help get myself more brand awareness or even just more leads or sales for my business. And I talk to them heaps of times. I talk, ask them questions and find out what they're doing. And then I give them suggestions and like, oh yeah, that's really, really good. And oh yeah, I should really try that. And then you go down a month down the track, 2 months down the track, 3 months down the track, and you ask how things are going and they still haven't done anything. Oh yeah, we're looking at doing this really soon. It's on the pipeline of things to get done. I just haven't got time to get around it. So while they're losing those 2, 3, 4 months of procrastinating about they haven't done it, they could have been so much far further down the track. I always tell people, really, you only need to spend $5, $10 a day on advertising. That's going to give you at least a lot more brand awareness than a lot of other activities. And I try to put in perspective of obviously, you're walking into a room every week and you're seeing the same 20 to 30 people a week and you're relying on them to help grow your business for you. But what happens with a lot of them is a lot of us aren't at a stage right there where we can just kind of pass out referrals and stuff like that because our networks aren't big enough. And this is where we lose. It's because our networks aren't big enough, it's harder for us to kind of give out those referrals. And yes, it sucks. You want to be in that room and you want to help these businesses out and help them grow and stuff like that. But when your network's not as big as others, you kind of have a lacking situation. So what they really need to be doing is finding all these different buckets that they can start throwing money into. Pinterest ads, you go do some organic TikTok marketing and start posting some educational videos just like I do. Do some YouTube, post some ads on Google search, or, do some meta ads, or just do organically on Reels and stuff like that. I tell people all the time, really don't need that much money. There's so many different little things that you can do as a business, which doesn't really require much effort. Things like, Instagram Reels, you got Facebook Reels, I guess, YouTube Shorts, things like that. They push your content out to people who may or may not like your stuff. But if your algorithm picks you up, you might have 100,000 views, and all of a sudden you're making all this fucking money because your video has gone viral, and all of a sudden you're getting 10,000, 15,000 different video view, like 15,000 followers, over this time. Anyway, a little bit of a rant. And it just shits me because it hurts, because you can really see these businesses grow. I've been scaling my business, doing the same thing. And what I preach, I practice what I preach, and I tell them I do this, and I do that, and I do this. And guess what? I am doing that, and I'm doing this, and doing this. And if I only just took 10% or 20% of what I tell them and just practice it on their own and work with a budget that they're happy with, I can tell you right now, they'll be so much further than they are right now. Because, I have this saying, if you're not hungry, You're not going to get anywhere. And this is why I put so much effort into content. I go to a point where if I'm sitting there and I'm doing nothing, I feel like I should be doing content, but like sometimes it's just easier said than done. Anyway, if you're a business and you do networking or you're struggling to get more leads or whatever for your business, start looking at some of my videos that I've posted across my TikToks, or my Instagrams, or my Facebooks about little tips. Like I said, you don't need much money. You just need to be innovative and creative. And when shit doesn't work, don't fucking give up. Just keep hustling until you find what works for your business. I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars and thousands, and if not more, on just testing to see what works for my business. Because whatever I've known from marketing and testing and teaching other businesses over the 6-7 years I've been doing marketing doesn't work for every business. So my business, I have to do things differently because it's so expensive, because I'm advertising in a world where there's other marketers and other big agencies doing the same thing as me. So I'm in a fish tank full of hungry sharks, and I'm like a little freaking fighter fish trying to keep shit going. Don't be weak. Harden up and go test some new shit. Go put some money down. Trust me. And if you got any questions, you know where to find me.